So I've been thinking about George Floyd, rest in love, who just passed from police brutality. And you know what really bothers me with this situation, just me personally, you can hear the people that was recording that was saying, "Get off of him. You're going to kill him. I don't think he can breathe," things like that. But none of those people, even the other brothers that was actually recording, no one jumped in. No one jumped in and said, "Get off of him, push them. Hey, man, this dude is about to die." And just let the police do what they had to do. You can honestly see that the man was about to die. So I'd have took that chance of just going to court and taking a charge, but at least he'll still be here today. Okay, me and the two dudes would have got jumped on. Okay, but he'll still be here today. So I think that this death really teaches us that we are brother's keeper. You just can't look at someone demise or getting, I ain't gonna say demise, you can't look at some evil happening to someone that you call your brother and you just stand by and take a picture or say, "Well, I seen it all happen," and without jumping in and trying to stop it. You know, it's like everybody is trying to save their lives, not realizing that we're not here to stay, man. Like we're not here to stay. Like we're not going to be here forever. And I'm not saying don't live wisely, but I'm saying don't live where, oh, I'm not going to do this because I'm trying to live an extra year. You don't know how long you're going to live. If you're seeing someone getting took out, you need to jump in and do something about it. It's more than just taking a video. Them people could have saved that man life. Okay, someone might would have went to jail. The situation might would have been different, but he would have still been alive. If you are your brother's keeper, if we're gonna help mold and shape one another into being better for our generation than our generation was to us, so we want to break those chains, then we're gonna have to really get our hands dirty. We're gonna have to really say, okay, you down, let me see how down you are. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't about the foolishness, but enough is enough. Someone got to stand up and say, "Hey, man, I'm not letting this go down." I remember many times I have stood up when I have seen evil go down, and sometime it went smoothly and sometime it didn't. But I didn't let that situation go down. You know, Even when I was in prison, man, it was some guys that come through that may represented something different than I represented. And they was younger, and I see them dudes trying to take advantage of them and rape them dudes. Like, I wouldn't let that happen. Not on my watch. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't let it happen, man, because I know that this guy is incapable of standing up for itself. And I can't tell you how many guys I have helped in prison from getting raped. Now, what happened when they wasn't in my presence, I can't tell you. But I can most definitely say I have stood up for some guys and say, "Hey, man, that ain't happening over here. We ain't flying like that." I don't care if he don't represent what I represent at all, but we still man. He's still a black brother in my book. And I'm not finna let you take advantage of him in my eyes, not while I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen where I'm the one that's going to be in place. But I feel that we have to stand up for one another like that. Like, this death, this situation, man, to me, having a riot is a waste of time. Having Why riot over something when you could have prevented it? You know, I feel like we just have to literally stand up, and we have to fight for laws, and we have to stand up for our communities, not in no stupid, foolish way, but just to make sure that uncorrupt things won't happen. you know, just because a person in a position they felt like they was inferior, like the Asian brother that stood to the side and watched the cops do that. To me, he deserve a charge too if they haven't charged him already. Because you sit there and watch them, you knew it was wrong, but you felt like, well, I'm not going to say nothing to them. He probably was intimidated because, hey, man, they white. I'm just a cop. I'm just getting a check, man. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm part of the team, but I'm not part of the team yet. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I don't know, man. the demise of the black man is just so unreal right now. Like, I don't get it, man. It seems like, even from slavery, like the whole mission was to break us down and to dehumanize us, to wipe our memory, to take our faith, our belief, our education, our strength, to fear them, to like, you gonna fear me. I'm gonna rape you in front of your wife. I'm gonna kill you in front of your mother. I'm gonna do this, like all these demonic things that they did to us, and you think about it, and you like, man, that's some evil stuff. And if this would have happened to America, man, they'd have burnt everything down. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, like, and then for someone to say, well, you shouldn't talk about this. Oh, it's not like this. Man, you're just naive to think that it's not like this. Like, it's bad out here, man. And we just got to stick together. We got to stick together, and we got to really own something. Like I say, it goes back to owning communities and having cops in our communities, because if we had our own communities and cops in our communities, they would have not let, hey, you ain't got to have them on the ground like that. What's going on? That's, you could have still maintained, okay, if he did something, if he resisting, make sure he ain't resisting, and let's get him up off the ground. You see what I'm saying? Or what the situation. But there was no reason for you to sit there, put all of your pressure on him this whole time to make an example. Like, why? Man, it seemed like, you know, unconsciously, like, America has always kept his foot in its power over the black man, as far as wanting to see his demise and kill him and take us down. And the only way we rise and stand strong is when we grow up, when leaders come up amongst us to stand and say, no, this ain't happening. And either one of our own people take them out, or they take them out. And man, and now I just feel like, majority of those that's claim that they are for the people, a lot of the celebrities that we, you know, praise and worship or whatnot, or say, oh man, I want to be like them, man. It's, to me, it's like them taking a check from the man. If they ain't doing what Tyler Perry doing, owning his own land, and producing movies for his own people, then to me, you wasting time. Like, they just been working for the man. And as long as they feeding good and the man keep them in a nice house and keep their family over here and their kids here, they like, well, I don't want to do nothing to upset the chick. None of those people before Tyler Perry came through and started their own movies. Not and I love Eddie Murphy, but Eddie Murphy did not do that. He come back in getting the check working for them. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I salute him. I like him, but I can't respect that no more. You know what I mean? I'm grown now. Like, when are we going to stop? When can we work with them and not for them? That's what I'm on. Why can't we not work with them and not for them, and work for ourselves? But when they need us, we can work together. We willing to work, but we got our own. To me, until we start owning neighborhoods, owning businesses, owning land, man, it's going to be like this. Like, we have to start with communities, like have our cops, just like we rent cops to watch over our resources at different companies and jobs or whatnot. We can have our own people that's surveilling our neighborhoods to make sure that the police don't get down foul, the same way that they had the neighborhood cops that can stop you at the gate, and like they held the man up at the gate in Oklahoma City, Norman, or wherever it was, and Edmond, I don't know what town it was in, but it was around in the Oklahoma City area, where they had the man hemmed up, and there's nothing he can do. The brother started crying and breaking down because he's like, damn, these folks probably try to kill me here. Like, I'm doing something wrong and I'm just trying to deliver some of their packages. And the man, it just messed up, man. So I just feel like we got to stick together, as far as not on no BS or no violence, but we got to protect one another. We got to make sure that they don't take us out, like take our leaders out, take our people out, just so they can, get a pat on the back, say, hey man, you killed another one, man, good job. And they get uh suspended or fired for one company, and then they get hired on another police force in another state. Oh man, that was okay. We're gonna put that on the rug. You were just doing your job. Damn. Like, it's wicked, man. Like, it's just wicked, man. And it just disturbs me that it was brothers that was standing by watching it, and then nobody pushed the cop off. You didn't have to jump on the cop. You could have just pushed them off of them, like, hey man, put some force. Hey, don't kill them, and let them put some force. And everybody could have said, hey man, we're not trying to say that you can't take him into justice, but you're about to kill this man, and didn't nobody do that. Now they want to riot and burn down things. And to me, that just bothers me, man, because a lot of things that happen to us as black males, as the black race, man, our own people can step in and prevent it. But yeah, we'll wait and want to do it later to get some promo, or oh yeah, I'm behind this, follow me, hashtag this, man. I don't know, man. I'm willing to stand up for my people, and it is what it is, because I realize that we're not meant to stay here. I know I'm passing through this life and I want to live as long as I can, but if it's meant for me to go because I had to stand up for one of my brothers, I will. Like, I don't have no problem. To me personally, it's death before dishonor with me. I believe in that. And that's what I'm going to die for. You know what I mean? And that's why I do what I do, because I know I got to push me. You know what I mean? And truth be told, I have put my hand out there and been burnt by a close friend, which made me cold hearted from pushing my hand out there, getting people close to me. But as far as me sitting back watching someone else demise, or me watching someone else, some evil happen to someone, and I don't do nothing, I just stand by. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna happen. That's not me. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. I don't care what color you are. I'm not gonna watch no evil happen to you in my presence, and I'm gonna just allow it to happen. That's just my spirit. That's just my makeup. You know what I mean? Most definitely my brother, my sister, man, we just got to stand up and just say, hey, enough is enough, man. If I remember I had to go to court one time. I stopped, me and a friend was traveling in Arkansas, and we was going through one of these small towns going to Memphis, and I was staying in Memphis at the time. Well, he gets stopped, so we pulled over behind him, to make sure everything okay. We pulled up, not directly behind, but a little bit behind, and put our hazards on. And the cop did what he had to do to him or whatever. Then he come back there and talk to me, and I'm like, he asked me, what y'all doing? What you stopping for? I'm like, well, this is my friend, and we're not familiar with this area. We don't know nothing about this area, so I wanted to make sure he was treated fairly. I got a ticket for my daughter not being in a car seat, and she was old enough not to be in a car seat and was in a seatbelt. Now, I could have just paid the fine, but I didn't. I took that shit to court and I beat it. They threw it out. The judge was like, huh? I took pictures of the cars of her in the back seat doing the time. You know what I mean? And brought her to court with me. And I was like, he was like, yeah, that wasn't right, this and this. And I think my friend got a ticket for something. I don't even remember what he got a ticket for, but I felt like if I wouldn't have if I would have kept going, something might would have happened to my guy, because it was known for stuff happening through them little towns. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna have to make sure he all right. You're gonna have to do both of us. They don't like an eyewitness or someone else. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes we got to be more than just, we got to be willing to make a sacrifice too, willing to take a charge too. I took mine, but I beat it. So sometimes you have to stand up like that, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But to think you're just gonna have it smooth sailing through life, and it's gonna be peaches and cream and ice cream, is it's just not gonna be. To me, I think that's selfish. We have to look out for one another. I'm not saying taking care of nobody. People. Like I always tell people, I have noticed that being in the cities, that a lot of people choose to be homeless. A lot of people choose to be begging and holding up a sign. I didn't see brother, like, they like it. That's what they want to do, and to each his own. But you know, some evil happen to someone is a different thing. You know what I mean? So I don't support begging. I don't support nobody getting handouts, but I do support standing up for my brothers and making sure that things that go by righteously, and that we live good prosperous lives, and we can be able to break curses and chains. That's what I believe personally. You know what I mean? Um, I just feel like the situation right here just got a little bit out of hand, man, and that we should learn from it by starting to come together and really build our communities and really break some chains. If it's in you to be independent, then be independent. Use a job for what it is. A stepping stone. I have tons of black welders I know that get laid off, and they be like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But they've been welding for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Man, you got to trade, think outside the box. Let's come together and let's come up with something. You see what I'm saying? Be willing to work with the brother that's with the vision. Just because you might don't have the vision, it might be another brother that got the vision, and y'all can get together and get a bag. You see what I'm saying? But when times get hard, you are the black man, you gonna get laid off first. You can think you cool and in there with them all you want to, but they gonna get rid of your ass first. I done seen it tons of times. You know what I'm saying? They gonna lay you off first. So we have to start sticking together, man, and stop depending on the job, stop depending on that earned income to the point where we build everything. People, I have been noticing that we build our whole life. People build their whole life around earned income. So then when things get messed up, man, they commit suicide. They turn into drugs and alcoholics and drug addicts. They just give up on things because they had so much trust in the system, man. The system wasn't meant to trust like that. You know, use it, but don't abuse it to the point where it takes you out. You know what I mean? When it's not working correctly. Like we have to use the system, man, as a stepping stone. You know, salute to my brothers that got good jobs and they got the jobs and the jobs coming in and it's paying and it's bringing you money and you buying nice things. Just got a new car, new TVs, some more furniture, whatever the situation is. Got a new game to play when your partner's over. But what about when they cut off though? You know, so I think that we got to start thinking about ownership now, owning businesses, like really making some income, using some of that earned income to invest in some passive income. Like we know there's certain things we got to pay for. It is what it is. I get it. We got food, we got bills. So it's certain things that you get used to that check coming in on a rotation. But when you're trying to build your business, it ain't gonna be like that all the time. So you're gonna have to cut back on some habits. You're gonna have to save a little bit. You're gonna have to go without. It is what it is. You're gonna have to be uncomfortable. But I think in the long run, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off because you're gonna have ownership. I heard Tyler Perry talk about his ownership with his movies and his catalog. Regardless of whatever happened, he was thinking about the long term, knowing he's gonna get his money, but he wasn't about to sell the full rights to his projects. And I think so many of our entertainers, so many of us black males and women will sell our ownership for some finances, for some paper. And once that paper gone, it's gone. And they still making money. I'm gonna give you an example. Think of something that you liked when you was young and you see it come out now. You're like, man, they brought that back out. They feeding that same family. When they brought back that classic shoe or that classic product, man, you remember them? I'm gonna go get me one of them. I had one of them when I was young. So you introducing it now to your kids. You feeding that person's generation again. But when it comes to us supporting our products and services, like what Master P got going with his shoes and his noodles and stuff like that, we want to critique our brothers, our sisters, and what they're doing. But we're quick to go run and feed the next man's product. I think we got to start supporting our own too. Like, even if it does cost a little more, they charge us a little more. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, I think we got to start really buying black, supporting black, having black businesses. Like we got to have our own. If we're gonna fight back to the point where we're going to get some justice and actually be able to have a voice in the White House, to have a voice in Congress, we're going to have businesses. We got to have money. We're going to have products because they are pushed and persuaded when it comes to the money. That's what it is. When you see these certain movements make stuff happen, they put money there. And like, yeah, we got some money now. Oh yeah, yeah. I done seen politicians that was against the weed. Oh no, it's evil. Whoop, whoop, all this bullshit. And now they the same ones that's on here now. Yeah, we need to legalize in every state. Yeah, we need to, because somebody agrees in their pockets now. They making money off of it now. It's a profit now. It's a product. You see what I'm saying? And now they standing behind it. We got to turn what we do into products. We got to turn what we do into products, man. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Or it ain't gonna work, man. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, regardless of what the situation is, we have to use this situation here as something to remember, that we have to support one another and we have to be one another's keeper. We have to just make sure that ain't nobody gonna take advantage of us. You see what I'm saying? Oh man, just because he don't have this knowledge, oh, we gonna let him sit over. Oh, he don't wear our colors, we gonna let them get him. Nah, man, I don't care what color you wear. My color is blue till I die, and I don't care what color you wear. I'm not gonna let no man do nothing to you in my presence. You know what I'm saying? Not in my presence. So it doesn't matter nothing about that. We only represent what we represent because that's what we was born. That's what we was raised. That's what our family was. You see what I'm saying? But if the shoe was on the other foot, then you would be something different. You know, it's just what it is. But we got to protect one another, man. We got to protect our leaders. We got to protect those who are really doing something for the community. I ain't talking about the leeches because we got those who are leeching on our people too. That's our people. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody, there's nothing wrong with being rich. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. There's nothing wrong with having things, but there's something wrong with using someone and then gonna try to act like, oh nah, this ain't what I'm doing. Nah, you know you ain't really for the people, man. You just eating off the people. You want the people to follow your movement so that way you can live comfortably. But what are you really doing? You know? I don't know, man. You know, I just say to each his own, but I really feel like the situation is gonna turn some things in history. You know, I just feel like some things are about to change. You know, with this COVID-19 situation, things are changing. Like it's things are changing, and it's going to come to a time where we're going to have to make another real valuable decision as far as standing up for ourselves and standing up for our people and standing up for what's right. You know what I mean? And going against what's evil. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to stand. And I really feel like with what's going on now, it's going to all come to a head soon. Hold on.